Douglas Hofstadter, while widely known as a cognitive and computer scientist, has made significant contributions and shown a deep interest in linguistics. His work often delves into the nature of language, thought, and translation. For instance, his book Le Tombeau de Marot, in praise of the music of language, is extensively dedicated to language and the complexities of translation, particularly poetry translation. He has also written on the damaging effects of sexist language and explored the philosophical mysteries of I-ness in relation to language and self-reference in works like Gödel, Escher, Bach, and I Am a Strange Loop. Hofstadter has an affinity for languages, humorously describing himself as bilingual, and has engaged in the study of speech errors and the mechanisms of cognition through linguistic analysis. His perspective often challenges conventional views on reasoning and emphasizes analogy making as a core mechanism of how the mind forms concepts and understands language. Douglas Hofstadter was born in New York City on February 15, 1945. His father was Robert Hofstadter, a renowned physicist who would go on to win the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1961. Growing up, Douglas spent much of his childhood on the campus of Stanford University in California, where his father was a professor. This environment likely exposed him to a stimulating intellectual atmosphere from a young age. Hofstadter's early life was also significantly influenced by his family. The neurological problems of his younger sister, Molly, who never learned to speak or understand language, deeply impacted him and sparked his early fascination with how the mind works and the nature of consciousness. A particularly formative period was a year spent at the International School of Geneva in Switzerland in 1958–59. Hofstadter's butterfly, discovered by Douglas Hofstadter in 1976 during his PhD research in theoretical physics, is a remarkable fractal structure illustrating the energy levels of electrons within a two-dimensional crystal lattice under a magnetic field. This intricate, butterfly-shaped pattern, published in Physical Review B, was a pioneering theoretical prediction of a quantum fractal, and its existence has since been experimentally confirmed in materials such as graphene, solidifying its significance in condensed matter physics. Gödel, Escher, Bach, An Eternal Golden Braid 1979 is arguably Hofstadter's most famous work, an intricate exploration of common themes in the lives and works of mathematician Kurt Gödel, artist M.C. Escher, and composer J.S. Bach. This Pulitzer Prize-winning book delves into profound ideas of self-reference, recursion, artificial intelligence, and the nature of consciousness, weaving together mathematics, music, art, and philosophy in a truly unique and engaging manner. Within its pages, Hofstadter also famously introduced Hofstadter's law, a humorous yet insightful observation that it always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account Hofstadter's law, reflecting on the inherent difficulty in predicting project timelines. The Mind's Eye, Fantasies and Reflections on Self and Soul 1981, co-edited with Daniel Dennett, is an anthology of essays and excerpts from various thinkers that explore the nature of mind, consciousness, and self. Hofstadter and Dennett curated these diverse readings, often adding their own commentary, to provide a multifaceted perspective on questions surrounding artificial intelligence, free will, and what it means to be a self. Inversions 1981, by Scott Kim, features a foreword by Hofstadter. This book is dedicated to ambigrams, the art form where a word or phrase is designed to be read in more than one way, often by rotating it 180 degrees. Hofstadter's foreword likely highlights the intellectual playfulness and deep symmetries inherent in Kim's designs, connecting them to broader themes of perception, pattern recognition, and the flexibility of human cognition. Alan Turing, The Enigma 1983 by Andrew Hodges, includes a preface by Hofstadter. This biography of the pioneering computer scientist and mathematician Alan Turing is a foundational text, and Hofstadter's preface underscores Turing's profound impact on the fields of artificial intelligence, computation, and the philosophy of mind, areas central to Hofstadter's own research. Metamagical Themes 1985 is a collection of essays, primarily drawn from Hofstadter's Metamagical Themes column in Scientific American magazine, along with other miscellaneous writings. These essays cover a diverse range of topics, including artificial intelligence, self-reference, mathematics, patterns, and the nature of thought. Ambigrammi, un microcosmo ideal per lo studio della creatività, published in Italian only 1987, delves into the fascinating world of ambigrams, which are words, art forms, or other symbolic representations whose elements retain meaning when viewed or interpreted from a different direction, perspective, or orientation. Sparse Distributed Memory 1988 by Pentti Kanerva, features a foreword by Hofstadter. This book delves into a specific model of memory, and Hofstadter's foreword likely emphasizes the conceptual elegance and potential implications of Kanerva's approach for understanding how the brain stores and retrieves information, a topic that aligns with Hofstadter's broader interests in cognitive architecture. Our Quanta Relay Galilean Dialogue 1989 by J. M. Josh, includes a foreword by Hofstadter. This philosophical dialogue explores the fundamental nature of quantum mechanics, and Hofstadter's foreword would likely reflect on the book's ability to clarify complex scientific concepts through a conversational format, resonating with his own use of dialogues in Gödel, Escher, Bach. Fluid Concepts and Creative Analogies 1995, co-authored with several of Hofstadter's graduate students, explores the mechanisms of human thought, focusing on how we form concepts and make analogies. The book presents various computational models developed by Hofstadter's Fluid Analogies Research Group (FARG) to simulate these cognitive processes, arguing that analogy making is a fundamental aspect of intelligence and creativity, crucial for understanding and navigating the world. Rhapsody on a Theme by Clement Marot 1995, published 1996, is part of the Grace A. Tanner Lecture in Human Values series and likely reflects Hofstadter's ongoing fascination with language, translation, and the nuances of human expression. Le Tombeau de Marot, In Praise of the Music of Language 1997, is a monumental work that delves into the profound complexities of language and translation, particularly focusing on the challenges of translating poetry. Hofstadter uses the Renaissance French poet Clement Marot's short poem Ma Mignon as a central example, presenting and analyzing a vast array of different translations, revealing the intricate interplay of meaning, sound, rhythm, and cultural context that makes translation an art rather than a mere mechanical process. Eugene Onegin, a novel versification from the Russian original of Alexander Pushkin 1999, is Hofstadter's ambitious translation of Pushkin's classic verse novel. This project showcases his dedication to capturing not only the literal meaning but also the intricate poetic forms, rhythms, and subtle linguistic elements of the original, a monumental task that reflects his deep engagement with the music of language. Gödel's Proof 2002 revised edition by Ernest Nagel and James R. Newman, was edited by Hofstadter. In the foreword, Hofstadter explains that the book, originally published in 1958, exerted a profound influence on him when he was young, serving as a key inspiration for his own exploration of Gödel's incompleteness theorems and their broader implications for mathematics, logic, and human thought. Who Invented the Computer? The Legal Battle That Changed Computing History 2003 by Alice Rowe Burks, features a foreword by Hofstadter. This book examines the historical and legal disputes surrounding the invention of the electronic digital computer, and Hofstadter's foreword likely offers his perspective on the complex origins of this transformative technology. Alan Turing, Life and Legacy of a Great Thinker 2003 by Christoph Teischer, was edited by Hofstadter. As an editor, Hofstadter curated this collection of essays, further cementing his role in promoting the enduring legacy and diverse impact of Alan Turing's work across mathematics, computer science, and philosophy. Brainstem Still Life 2004 by Jason Salavun includes an introduction by Hofstadter. This book likely features artistic or computational explorations of patterns and data, and Hofstadter's introduction would probably highlight the creative and analytical insights gleaned from such works, connecting them to his own interests in the interplay between art, mathematics, and cognition. Masters of Deception, Escher, Dali and the Artists of Optical Illusion 2004 by Alsekel, features a foreword by Hofstadter. Given Hofstadter's long-standing admiration for M.C. Escher, this foreword would undoubtedly delve into the intellectual and perceptual paradoxes inherent in optical illusions, connecting them to the strange loops and cognitive puzzles that fascinate him. King of Infinite Space, Donald Coxeter, The Man Who Saved Geometry 2006 by Siobhan Roberts, includes a foreword by Hofstadter. This biography celebrates the life and work of the geometrician Donald Coxeter, and Hofstadter's foreword likely emphasizes Coxetter's profound contributions to the beauty and elegance of geometry, a field that often intertwines with Hofstadter's own explorations of patterns and structure. I Am a Strange Loop 2007 can be seen as a more personal and refined exploration of the themes introduced in Gödel, Escher, Bach. In this book, Hofstadter delves deeper into the nature of consciousness, selfhood, and the I, arguing that our sense of self emerges from a strange loop of information processing in the brain. He combines personal reflections, philosophical insights, and scientific concepts to build a compelling case for how subjective experience arises from complex, recursive patterns. The Discovery of Dawn from the Italian original of Walter Veltroni 2007 is Hofstadter's translation of a novel by the Italian politician and writer Walter Veltroni. This translation further exemplifies his linguistic prowess and his interest in bringing diverse literary voices to an English-speaking audience, demonstrating his versatility beyond purely academic or philosophical texts. That Mad Ache, co-bound with Translator, Trader, an essay on the pleasantly pervasive paradoxes of translation, from the French original La Chamade of François Sagan 2009 features Hofstadter's translation of François Sagan's novel La Chamade, paired with his own extensive essay on the complexities and inherent paradoxes of the translation process. This dual publication highlights his dual role as both a practitioner and a theoretician of translation, reflecting deeply on the challenges of rendering meaning and style across languages. Surfaces and Essences, Analogy as the Fuel and Fire of Thinking, co-authored with Emmanuel Sander 2013, first published in French as L'Analogie. Coeur de la Pensée further elaborates on Hofstadter's long-standing interest in analogy. This book presents a comprehensive argument that analogy is not merely a specialized cognitive tool but rather the fundamental mechanism underlying all human thought. Exact Thinking in Demented Times, The Vienna Circle and the Epic Quest for the Foundations of Science 2017 by Carl Sigmund, features a foreword by Hofstadter, who also helped with the translation. This book explores the intellectual history of the Vienna Circle, a group of philosophers and scientists who sought to establish a rigorous foundation for scientific knowledge. To Light the Flame of Reason, Clear Thinking for the 21st Century 2022 by Christopher Sturmark, includes a foreword and contributions from Hofstadter. This recent involvement further demonstrates Hofstadter's continued dedication to promoting rational thought, critical analysis, and the importance of intellectual clarity in contemporary society. References: Hofstadter, Douglas 1976. Energy levels and wave functions of Bloch electrons in rational and irrational magnetic fields. Physical Review B14-6, 2239-2249. Bibcode 1976 PHRVB.14.2239 HDOI 10.1103 Physical Rev B.14.2239 Mean Chess Playing Computer Tears at Meaning of Thought archived March 17, 2015 at WikiWix by Bruce Weber, February 19, 1996, New York Times. Moore's Law, Artificial Evolution, and the Fate of Humanity. In L. Booker, S. Forrest, et al. eds. Perspectives on Adaptation in Natural and Artificial Systems. New York, Oxford University Press, 2003. Gardner, Martin August 2007. Do Loops Explain Consciousness Review of I Am a Strange Loop PDF. Notices of the American Mathematical Society. 54-7, 853. Archived PDF from the original on February 16, 2008. Retrieved December 10, 2007. McCullough, Brian April 3, 2015. What was the first item ever ordered on Amazon? Retrieved August 6, 2021.